Alright, y'all. Looks like we are on the internet. Probably. Uh, it appears as though we wasted our time a little bit earlier. Actually, you might have noticed we did a broadcast that contained absolutely no audio. I assume that there's audio on this one. Tried it out before I went back on. And I want to get back to where we were at. Alright, let's see if I can go to my history. Thing is, we don't have time to go over these world-class performances that I just went over in silence. I broadcasted it, but it wasn't no audio to them. They're all pretty dang interesting. A lot of Kanye covers. We got God Is by this lady right here on the left, and then the lady with the guitar on the right. We got Water, and they both, I mean, it was world class. World class. And then before that, we had this lady, Takia Love, and she also delivered world class, and they all had their different flavors and styles. And she did Close on Sunday. It had a lot of Chick-fil-A propaganda up in it. All right, I'm not hating. And then we also saw this one. This one was really good. I don't know how many we want to play right now because we're just gonna jump right into it just as soon as we get confirmation on the audio. But in the meantime, while people are coming in, if people are gonna stumble in, might as well go ahead and play it. See if we got the audio levels correct. I'm gonna replay this guy.
Trying to find a one that can fix me. I've been dodging death in the 60s. Better being got my stomach feel sickly. On it all now. I've been running through the pussy, need a dog pound. Your models getting fainted in the compound. Trying to love me, but they never get a pulse down. Cause I'm heartless, and I'm back to my ways cause I'm heartless. All this money I just made got me heartless. No life for life cause I'm heartless. Said I'm heartless, never be a better man but I'm heartless. Never be a better man for the heartless. No life for life cause I'm heartless. Said I'm heartless. So much pussy if you falling out the pocket. Measure boom until it's home into a mosh pit. That's a bill, got me flying like a cockpit. Shit, gotta watch it.
That was the most gangster thing I ever seen in my life, y'all. I hope you got the audio on it this time. It's super OG. That's what's interesting. We got an unending amount of music at our fingertips when it comes to YouTube and things like that. That should have gone viral. That should be hella viral. Alright, but I believe it only had some like 400 or some odd views. I don't really remember how you can see it with the view count. It don't matter, but still, it's not viral. It's not viral enough. I hope the audio is coming in good, y'all. Alright, as we wait for people to come back in, I'll go ahead and replay it. I already heard it, and it was really good. I might as well hear it again, alright? Because y'all didn't hear it the first time. This is Vihan Damaris. If somebody maybe stumbles in, and we can confirm the audio up in this mug, let's listen to Water. And it was a world-class performance. I can assure you that as we play it. I've already played it, and it's so good. Alright, so we're going to listen to it one more again as people roll in.
Like the rain in spring. Take the car in at a conversation. Let your light reflect on me. I promise I'm not this right. Come, we'll get through it. Cause of your love. Either way we crash like water. You're a grace.
for the second time. I forget her name. All right, it's not viral, not nearly as viral as it should be. All right, let me see if I can't tilt it like this. All right, that was Vihan Damaris, 322 views. You can consider it a world exclusive. They're only racking up the subscribers at 4.13 thousand. Starting to wonder whether or not we got some audio up in here. In the meantime, I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's see. What we're gonna do is find a new cover that I have not played yet. All right, we're gonna do that on the fly. We already looked up Kanye covers. I think we've seen what we're gonna see as far as that goes. And you know, when you type in cover, you're gonna get a lot of different ones. Ones who are very, very famous and popular. I don't want to play theirs because I'll get some sort of copyright strike or something like that. So I like to play people's less popular. Alright, but some people have done like major things as far as covers. You got your favorite artist. Hey, oh, it's Brenda. Hey, Brenda. I want to ask you something. Can you hear me right now? That'd be real good. I just played this one cover, and I want to say that the audio is coming in good, and you know, it's gonna be on the recorded thing. I just played it. Hold on one second. I think if we go back to the filter, see, that's my little trick. You know, if you go back and you filter it to maybe this week, you'll find all the good stuff, right? What we just played right there was Vihan Damaris. Alright, she did Water. She played the guitar, it was real good. Earlier we played Takia Love, Close on Sunday, she did it was real good. We also played Mariah Sanders. She said, God Is, and she did Kanye's cover, and it was real good. And also, we did see that old man, this guy right here, old white guy, he does Heartless. And I believe I also played that right here when we came on. I don't know if you can hear me, alright? I see there's a smiley face. But that's the same face that I make at people when I can't hear them. So it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. Of course, I wouldn't be scrolling through here and playing around with this stuff if I wasn't talking on the internet. So I'm pretty sure people are going to get it. Just know that I rely on y'all. Here's the thing. On this Monday, I believe, just to let y'all know, if you can hear what I'm saying, we're going to take it easy. I noticed there's certain different topics that we want to discuss and go over on this channel, and we're going to make a point of it. And we're going to have a couple different other channels to include BitChute. We're going to talk about that. Maybe D Live, and we're going to talk about that. If you can hear me, we're going to discuss those sort of things and just kind of sounds good. Oh, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Brenda Stephanie, that's our dear co-host, just so that y'all know. And she's about to take over. Lord knows that, you know, I don't really have anything set as far as what we're going to do necessarily. I think that we're just going to chill out. All right. Last time we did the broadcast, you know, it kind of got muddled up because I had some sort of theme in mind, and you know, I had been looking at screens all day, and sometimes that jumbles up my brain, right? And at the end of the day, I get very tired of it. So, meanwhile, I thought we'd do it a little bit differently right now. And also, you know, I just want to let y'all know, take the moment out to say that I got little videos. You might have noticed that I've been posting them up. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to see if I think that's a good format for me, just because I want to streamline all this stuff. There's so much stuff to talk about that we can get insight on and share with each other, this information. At the end of the day, we don't want to think about it very much, but during the day, there's certain things, right? And so just to get to the nitty gritty, I thought, hey, I'll make small videos so that way people don't have to look at the big, large videos in order to see little topics that I'm talking about. Meanwhile, it's all going to be basically big, large videos that I'm making, and I'm just chopping them up to this and that segment. Of course, I've seen a lot of people on YouTube do that, those sort of things. There's all sort of techniques that you can do that would increase the people who's watching your YouTube. Now, I've done none of those things, basically, throughout my history of my channel. Right. And I think that might change. Shout out to the second person up in the building. Let me know it's really hood. But I was talking about, the thing is, I might change that up pretty soon. In fact, I got designs to do so. All right. I've been getting on YouTube, and the reason is that I haven't been so much deleted from YouTube. Oh, man, it's Leah up in the building. I appreciate you, Leah. We got Brenda co-hosting and stuff, but Leah, Feel free to contribute, whatever it is. What's popping in the streets? What's going on? Are you over there in Florida or something? We need to know what's going on. In fact, there's lots of things from Florida actually that could get nuts, all nutballs, and we might talk about that. But before we get a little bit underway, I want to explain that, yeah, I'm doing these small videos because now I'm trying to get people's attention. Here's the thing, I haven't been deleted so much. I've been kind of banned here and there, but I haven't really been deleted as a lot of people have experienced throughout this past YouTube, the past, number of months, couple of years. The reason is, for the most part, is because I've been real lazy. I've noticed that, you can get a heck of a following no matter what your style is. It really does not matter. You're going to get a following and stuff like that. And that goes for anybody. But, however, you do have to put some sort of effort. It's different techniques in order to get people's attention. It's called tags. It's called the description box. It's called this and that. And to get people's attention, which is it's a real easy thing to learn if you just study it. But meanwhile, a lot of people experience that while using these tags, while using the description boxes, covering some stuff that might be a little bit controversial. They went ahead and got deleted by YouTube, right? That did happen to a lot of people. And they would have to restart and readjust and stuff, and it's very tedious. A lot of people got very discouraged by that. I'm sure a lot of people actually quit making content, right? And Lord knows that creating content isn't for everybody, right? But okay, so YouTube's been doing all that sort of stuff, right? I've been playing it cool this whole time. Meanwhile, I got a pretty decent following. I mean, there's people out here. I mean, you see my subscriber shit, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm established. So the thing is, I thought I'd make these small videos where, if people are clicking around, clicking and clacking, I got some tags up on them. I got a lot of words I'll be writing in the description box just over and over a few times a day, probably talking about certain things that are wild, beyond our wildest dreams, all right? And so get people's attention. Here's the thing, make no mistake, tomorrow is December the 10th, all right? A lot of people talking about it. I have no clue, and I'm not going to pretend like I do have a clue. But could very well get deleted tomorrow. I'm not very worried about it necessarily. I'm going to leave links down below, and I have been leaving links in the videos and stuff like that. They go to certain places like my Discord and also my BitChute channel and also my InfoBalm channel and stuff, which is a separate channel in which I'm just going to drop bombs on them, and it's just going to be videos that I uploaded. I'm making it all streamlined. That way I don't have to be immersed in screens and stuff all day necessarily in order to get my point across. It takes a little bit of maneuvering and stuff like that, but after a while anybody can get it. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. Make no mistake, the more attention that I get, the worse off I am, and I know that's right. All right, I'm gonna get deleted before long. I don't have much. Here's the thing, you're playing with numbers, so I don't have much of a big subscribership, and I do go controversial, meaning that I'll probably get banned before long. All right, if I really try, I can get banned by the end of the week. If I really tried, because my subscribership ain't as high as, say, like a Steven Crowder who could step in and say, hey, look, y'all are hating on me. And, some people who got big subscriberships, they can have people vouch for them, come in and lobby for them and say, hey, look, you're hating on people. And then you got to reestablish. And people have been doing this back and forth in this tug of war for a while now. It's kind of ridiculous. All right. All that said, we might check it out a little bit later. All right. Straight up chilling right now. But I do have a BitChute channel. All right, and there will be a link below. I'll leave a link below later. Okay, and then I also got a Discord. I haven't been doing much with that, but I understand it's like some sort of chat room, stuff like that, just in case if stuff does pop off. I'm not sure how it's gonna work, but it's a good idea, I guess, to have a chat room in which people can come together and share ideas. I think that's what we're going to do right now, all right? I don't know if y'all are ready for it, but you better be ready for it, all right? I expected y'all to do your homework, all right? And so whatever it is that's been popping in the streets, maybe it's your streets, Lord knows the stuff we could talk about happening in the mean streets of San Antonio. We could go ahead and do that. Whatever it is that you're talking about, all right? Recently on my InfoBalm channel over there, I went and uploaded Owen Schroyer getting arrested, all right? I don't know if you heard about that. In fact, what we're going to do right now, all right, just to entertain ourselves, is we're going to type in Owen Schroyer gets arrested on Google, right? And we're gonna see what the heck they're gonna tell us, all right? And then we're gonna check out the other stuff too. I don't really have screenshots. I actually do have a lot of screenshots in the works and stuff, but none recent. So we're gonna go straight to Google, and they're gonna tell us what's good to know for today, real quick and stuff. I'm sure. But before we do that, Owen Schroyer gets arrested. I want to see what Google has to say about that and what pops up first. Right? I know a lot of people have their opinions and stuff like that. I gotta let you know my opinion is that's all messed up. But meanwhile, it's a good thing that he went ahead and disturbed the peace the way he did. All right, we got the New York Times started talking about it. He disrupts the House impeachment hearing. InfoWars correspondent live streams himself disrupting. All right, being removed from impeachment hearing. All right, and then you can see many different various videos. For some reason, Newsweek and CNBC picked the exact same thumbnail. Okay, and then we got this one by CBS News. All right, so you can imagine what they're gonna say. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people don't like InfoWars, but you know, I see them putting in work, right? And I gotta talk about it, putting in mad work, right? Somebody's gonna deny this and say, "Oh no, this is fake too," and nobody's getting arrested, all right? I don't know. I would like to hear from y'all out there, all right? But I thought I would draw attention to that. Since they got videos on and we got the speaker and stuff, I've already seen the video, all right? And I got to post it up on my other channel. But we might see it just in case this one's all messed up. And I get the feeling it might be all messed up, right? We're going to get it straight from the horse's mouth as far as CNBC. We're going to see how they chopped this up and edited it. We're going to see how they manipulated it in real time, all right, before we play the actual video, the actual substantial video probably, to set the record straight. And we're going to find it, I believe I have it on my phone, but you can find it on Band.video. We're going to see what CNBC, dang it, if I play CNBC, y'all, do I get a fair use thing because it's the news? Are they going to hit me with that copyright? That makes me wonder. Oh man, y'all, I'm about to do this right now. Why? Because we live in America. This is a news publication. We should be able to play it. Obviously, this is my ideas being expressed. And that's like the majority of the content on this video and this live stream right now. It should be no problem at all to play this CNBC little video that they got here and to check out just how much they manipulated it and edited it to make Owen Schroyer look like scum, probably. Alright, so we're diving into murky waters. We're not sure if we're allowed to do this at all, but we're gonna do it anyways. Alright, CNBC. Owen Schroyer, he gets arrested. We're gonna check that out real quick. Just real quick. Hopefully we did not get, oh man, I don't even want to go to their, I hate it when they do this, where they're like, oh, come to our channel and blah, 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 we're going to play it. It's like typically they play ads, all right, playing ads on my stuff, telling me I'm not commercially viable, and yet it's still playing ads all over me. I know that they're going to do it. If I just click on this, is that the video? Can I click this? Oh, look at they're loading the ad. Can you believe it? Trying to sell us stuff.
This is Loma Linda, a place with one of the highest life expectancies in the country.
You see so many people walking around here, and they're hundreds.
So how do you stay
people are
financially
tripping.
well for all those extra years?
Well, you have to start planning.
You know, the problem is I go to some of these dang websites and they'll play the ad and then afterwards they'll play a completely unrelated video and I'll be like, dude, I just waited half a minute to see this unrelated video. I can't believe y'all did this to me. Y'all better not be doing this to me right now. That's all I know. Not to me and my
I
crew.
will make an opening statement.
Okay, strict.
And then I will recognize the ranking member for an opening statement. After that, we will hear two sets of presentations. We will hear 30-minute opening arguments from counsels for the majority and the minority of this committee. Order in the room. Order in the room. Order in the committee room.
We voted for Donald Trump, and they're simply removing it because they don't like it. Americans are sick of your impeachment scandal. They're sick of the Democrat treason. We know who committed the crimes, and it wasn't Trump. Trump was innocent.
The committee will come to order. Obviously, I shouldn't have to remind everyone present that the audience is here to observe, but not to demonstrate.
All right, wait, hold on. Trying to look like you have some decorum and stuff like that. That'd be Dre Nadler. I don't know what the heck's that noise. Anyway, you see right there, actually, I gotta admit, that wasn't very terribly cut up and edited. I mean, obviously, it just went right through. Alright, they could have gotten a little bit better video footage had they gone straight to InfoWars. So I'm not gonna have to necessarily go to Bandai Video. That's pretty much what happened, alright? And of course, it could be debated back and forth whether or not the whole everything's fake and everything is fake, right? And everybody's colluding. Perhaps. I'll leave that up to possibility. But if not, I want to venture to say that Owen Schroyer did a pretty dang brave thing, a pretty dang courageous thing. Something that takes kind of fortitude that, none of us could be sure that we would have until that actual moment. Very inspired moment that he was having, right? You could say that it was planned out. I gotta say, I imagine it'd be hard to plan something like that out. All right, it's one of those things that you just gotta grab the moment while you have it. Thing is, I see that a lot on InfoWars, and they're kind of going balls to the wall and stuff like that. Been supporting them, gonna keep supporting them. All right, I just wanted to put that out there. But that's one of the big things that I noticed since I got up, or actually, I think I might have noticed it before I went to bed earlier. All right, it's one of those big things, but I'm sure we're gonna have a lot, that Google's gonna put on our hands. I'm not sure where we're at. Is this Google? Yeah, we're at Google. Oh, they even have Owen Schroyer. Like, oh, it's Owen Schroyer. See, I mean, the thing is, I'm a fan of it. I really am a fan of it. This whole thing and this kind of behavior. All right, terror attack. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis calls for gun restrictions after Pensacola shooting. Terror attack. Blah blah blah. Okay, here's the thing. Obviously, we're going into a world of fake news, right? I don't know if that's fake or not. Could be, and it could be not fake. All right, we realized that there was some sort of attack at the Pensacola, some sort of Pensacola, if I'm not mistaken, a naval air station. All right, so it's not the Air Force, that's the Navy, but it's the air station, right? And they had an attack, some sort of Saudi national, this and that. I don't know too much about it. Shout out to people in the building and let me know if they know something about it. All right, but the thing is, okay, this could be true. That Governor Ron DeSantis is calling for gun restrictions. I haven't seen anything on it. I haven't seen video of him talking about that. I haven't seen that at all. I don't have any evidence to know that that's actually a thing that's happening. I do have prior evidence that would say USA Today is going to lie just about as hard as they can to get their way, right? And they might be doing it. They might be twisting words up. We are going to get to the bottom of it. Obviously, we'd hear more about it if that indeed was the case. If there was gun restrictions going into place over there in Florida, that would be a problem because, meanwhile, the key issue would be this is a Saudi national on the Air Force. Kind of reminds you of stuff in previous history with other Saudi nationals. And of course, that would be the topic. It wouldn't be the topic of restricting guns necessarily. I think everybody can get around not giving crazy people guns. But, that's a whole different topic. I mean, it's a whole topic that we could dive all into. All right, we don't want to give crazy people guns. At the same time, these red flag laws are nutballs, right? I think we all know it. Owen Schroyer was talking about it. The impeachment protester was a wolf in wool-blended suit. Man, it kind of reminds me of the Wolf of Wall Street. Here's the problem, okay? Vanity Fair, they're not a fan of InfoWars. Not at all. Not even close. And there's many publications just like it who call for like the abolishment of InfoWars, just so that you know. I mean, it's very unique in that sense. Alright, so Vanity Fair, they don't like InfoWars. Meanwhile, this reminds me of Wolf of Wall Street. Remember when, during the movie, and they give them all sort of publicity, and then they blow up like you wouldn't believe? That's what Vanity Fair is doing to themselves right now. And everybody like them. They're not operating in any sort of logic. They're not, like, used to having success or even vanquishing their foes. You know, they don't like InfoWars, but they're just giving them more publicity. And InfoWars is just blowing up more and more. And so is everything else that's besides, you know, the Young Turks. The stuff that YouTube wants you to see. Alright, we're just going to stroll through and see some more of the things that Google has for us. To see if there's anything that, you know, we might have missed. Let us know up in the comments and stuff if there's something, you know, of note that's happened today. I certainly haven't heard everything. Still getting my wherewithal. So I'm checking on YouTube. I'm checking on Google. Alright, and we're going to get to the bottom of it before we get on up out of here. Alright, but it's pretty much having a chill session. Here's the thing. I thought, you know, we do want to have a live stream broadcast on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're still going to want to do that. I think that it should have a certain kind of format. And in that, it's basically a chill zone in which we can let it go where it leads us, right? Of course, we talked about YouTube, and the fact is that they might be banning everybody and their grandmas tomorrow, right? And I don't think so. I don't expect much of it necessarily, but it is baby steps in the wrong direction. Okay, and so I do want to do live streams, but just to chill out on the live streams. And then there's other videos that we can press forth a point and a message and stuff for the youth, whoever might stumble across the video in our times of desperate need. All right. So we're going to do those sort of things. The live streams, that's just going to be for chilling out and getting familiar with each other and the different various topics that are going viral all up on the internet, all over the nation, all over the world actually. You know, I don't even hear people talking about the flat earth anymore. I don't know if people still talk about that sort of stuff. But meanwhile, meanwhile, that's what we're going to do. We're going to chill out. And we're going to see about actually moving the live stream over. If YouTube is a problem with YouTube, if it really is a problem, which I imagine it would be, regarding the various controversial topics discussed on this channel, you know, we want to be able to obviously skate over to a different platform. I have a DLive account. Here's the thing, from what I understand, it takes some sort of like third-party streaming service I gotta get hooked up with, some sort of thing. It's not direct. It's not direct through DLive. I gotta get some sort of app downloaded. I gotta make sure I got enough space and like my phone is smart enough in order to make sure I can do that sort of streaming service. I don't know how reliable it's gonna be. Like, for example, how extremely reliable YouTube is. But we're going to have to find that sort of stuff out sooner than later, all right? And so, you know, I look forward to doing that. It might not be much viewership on DLive at the beginning, but I do think it's one of those forums that it's got room to grow. It's already got a spurt, like, you know, it's, you know how places, when they start up these internet forums, they might get an influx of people coming in, and then it kind of plateaus for a little while. And then you got to see about the future, whether or not they can stay strong, whether or not they can innovate, whether or not they could take the money that they are maybe able to crowdfund and use it to implement certain things that might be comparable to YouTube and that sort of just convenience or whatever. So we're going to get more heavy on BitChute. All right, number one, that's for the recorded videos. And you're also going to notice, you know, if you're hanging out here, I'll try to let y'all know in other videos, you're also going to notice that's going to be exclusive things on BitChute sometimes. And also, the way I got it set up is I want to have a constant upload. That's why I made like small videos so I can do that. It's not going to be a problem. It's not going to eat up all my time. But at the same time, now I'm going to have exclusive videos on BitChute, number one. But you're probably going to see certain videos come up on BitChute way earlier than up on YouTube, because I'm going to have to spread them out on YouTube. And so you might actually get like videos on BitChute perhaps 2 or 3 days even sooner than on YouTube at certain times, depending on the content. You're going to notice that if you go ahead and bookmark BitChute. I don't know how many of y'all have a BitChute account out there, but I've been having one for a while. I haven't been using it. The thing is, real quick, before we discuss what Google has in store for us, I want to say about BitChute is I've been seeing they've been making some strides lately. They're getting some finances together. They're talking that noise, and meanwhile, there's certain content creators and stuff, very what they call influencers or whatever, on the internet, and of course, they're talking about the live streaming capabilities. People want something that can compare to YouTube. That's what's unfortunate. Is YouTube's ran by dang dirty Nazis. We got 3 people up in the building, right? Some people like this out here, right? But YouTube, they might be quick to say tomorrow, hey, you're using all sort of bandwidth. It costs money to put your stinking ass on the dang internet, and we just can't have it because you're not commercially viable. And to an extent, I would know exactly what they're saying because the way that they run things, of course, I'm not commercially viable. Right. But however, I do believe people could play ads and stuff, and people would still listen to some of my stuff just because I'm a reflection of them. All right. And they want to hear themselves. At the end of the day, it's nothing special about me. It's just that I'm saying exactly what you would be saying in your head. It's something that you would probably say if you could go ahead and say it, and I'll say it first, and then we'll agree, and then you'll probably say it later. And vice versa. That's how this is working. It's like a cloud of information. All right. The AI wants to be just like it. They want to be a cloud of information. All right, they want to be just like us. But meanwhile, we're gonna go to BitChute a little bit. So, like I say, leave a bookmark. I'm gonna be on YouTube for a little while longer. Okay, and at the same time, I'm gonna see if I can make waves by going ahead and just making these small videos on stuff that's like very cracking in the streets, right? Very current and stuff, and uploading them just real quick and stuff so that people can get an awareness. I'm going to be putting tags, descriptions, and all that so to get attention. But mind you, like I said, the more attention I get, the more easily bannable I am, right? And I will be banned, and it is just a matter of time. So don't let it sneak up on you. We got K Turbo up in the house. He said he agreed. I'm not sure if he's talking about YouTube or whatnot, but let us know. Let us know, K Turbo. We see you up in the house. We got Leah L. We got Unwrapped by Brenda. There's definitely some things that we could probably get into before we get on up out of here. But like I said, we are expanding that way. So look out for that. I might get, who knows, I might get some more subscribers off of it. But if that is the case, if you do notice that I start getting more subscribers, make sure to, because I will get banned. I'm gonna get banned before long. All right, there's no way around it. But there's certain things that we got to discuss because it is crucial. All right, before we go any further, like I said, like I've been saying, I'm gonna continue to say it. We're gonna go on Google right now. I'm gonna check out stuff. It's gonna be preposterous. We already know it before we go on. Okay, it's gonna seem entertaining, very humorous at times. At the end of the day, it's not for humor. It is not for entertainment. What we're doing right here, it's not a show like for people to sit back and relax necessarily. It's kind of relaxing, and I know my voice is very soothing at times, but at the same time, there's progress that's going to be made in our own different individual ways. We're not supposed to act the same. We're not going to do the same things. But I hope, and my hope is that we're gonna take away something from this of inspiration. We're gonna be a little bit more inspired coming away from this. Walking away, we're gonna be a little bit with our chest poking out, like we actually had the nerve to say the truth in public, whether it be in America or wherever else. Right? That is the point. The thing is, I believe that we're all gonna be, issued a choice at a certain point in time. And it's going to be a very difficult decision that we'll have to make. And what would be inspired enough? That's why we're here, I think. All right. So with that being said, let's see all the lies that Google has to tell us. Unwrapped by Brenda says, I have BitChute, no material on it yet. Brenda271. So shout out to Brenda271. I don't know if you can subscribe to it yet because it doesn't have no content on it yet. But people do have accounts. Leah L, she's got big muscles, or maybe she likes big muscles. She might have a BitChute. People are getting on this BitChute. It's really in its very infant stages, even still. There's people like Sticks, Hex, and Hammer, and there's a lot of people who I'm getting subscribed to on BitChute, who I was subscribed to on YouTube, and I'm kind of phasing it out in that sense. It's not like I'm losing sight on any people, because everyone from YouTube with any sense is putting their stuff on BitChute as well. Alright, so it's kind of making that move over It's not too bad. It's not too rough. And we could do it, before stuff hits the fan. And like I said, BitChute's only starting. So people can get on the ground floor, even still, probably. As far as BitChute, there's a lot of room to grow. And of course, there's going to be a lot of malarkey and tomfoolery in the near future. And it's going to be like, there's going to be some sort of crisis, as you can imagine. And then people are going to be like, oh, we need to shut BitChute down. It's a haven for Nazis and stuff like that. We got to shut it. We got to shut it down. We got to shut down the country. That's what they're going to say at some point in time in the near future about BitChute. So, we do kind of have to bolster it, maybe rally around it. If not BitChute, maybe somewhere else. There's lots of places. But perhaps BitChute and also, like I said, DLive. Because, I have an account on DLive, and like I said, it's going to take a little bit more extra work in order to get streaming on DLive. I think I had to use a Steam It, or I had to use this and that. It's like, I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I have had an account on DLive, and I like its format. I like how you can check out people doing music, and then it's people like, I guess chilling out and acting wacky. Of course, what it's mainly for is to watch people gaming on video games, right? Which is something that I don't really do at all. So I don't have a need for it in that way. But it's still pretty good. It's still got, people, and you can get well known and network pretty well over on DLive, I bet you, if you spend some time. And we might be spending some more time over there on DLive, in fact, establishing a channel. I wonder if I can get that going by Wednesday. I'm not sure if I can, but if I could get it going by Wednesday, I might even do the live stream over there on Wednesday. And of course, if I do that, then I won't be doing a live stream here on YouTube. And a lot of people probably won't know about it, but it's better to get started and then to wait on it, probably. I might not even get it established. Maybe that'll be up for the Friday show. It's a DLive. I'm going to let y'all know. I'm going to do my best to let y'all know, all right? But we got plans in the near future, y'all. All right, YouTube, they're hating on us. They're some Nazis. Another San Antonio restaurant to close its door this month. That's not important to anybody, all right? I'm afraid. Big Spring students and staff return to class following bomb threat. Dang, dude. I used to live in Big Spring, all right? So that's why they're telling me the news. It's nothing really important in particular. You probably didn't hear about it. Shout out to the 4 people up in the building, dude. We're setting records. Make sure to subscribe to the BitChute and stuff. And I'm going to leave links below when this is recorded and all said and done. There should be links below, and because I'll get banned at any time. All right, but right now we're not talking too controversial necessarily. It's about Big Spring. Apparently there's a bomb threat. Who knows how much bomb threats going on across the country on a daily basis. So they got one, but they're going back. Students and staff return to class following bomb threat. All right, not very unique. I mean, it doesn't even sound that entertaining at all. And of course, a bomb threat is not entertaining at all. I'm just saying, who knows how many times this happens across the nation now, on a daily basis. Carrying a loan for 2 small girls. Texas father grapples with loss, and that actually sounds crazy. I don't know what that is. That might actually be a tearjerker. I don't know if we're ready for this. It says, Zach Tiaman picked up his daughters from school early this Halloween, and man, I'm sure that's gonna be a horrific. I don't know if we're ready for that. We got 5 people up in the building. Let me know if y'all actually wanted to see that story. But that's gonna be another. It's gonna be one of those stories. Obviously, it's probably gonna have some emotion behind it. All right, video Kanye West and his choir covered up in silver body paint for show. That sounds cool. All right, U.S. officials hid fact Afghanistan war unwinnable for 18 years. Yeah, pretty sure about that. That's the thing about it. I mean, every year that it went on for longer and longer and it continues, the more unwinnable it seems. I'm pretty sure. Do we need like Daily Mail to tell us that? Is that some sort of breaking news? I doubt it. All right, Bill Burr, he's representing. I always appreciate Bill Burr. He's got the Ringers, the official trailer. I don't know what that is, but I bet you it's awesome. All right, the real reason why Hunter Biden, he split from his brother's widow, and I mean it's all sort of just it's all sort of perverse. I'm not sure what's the best word. When thinking about Hunter Biden now, a lot of things are allegations. Oh, does he have like a baby up in Alabama by some stripper? I don't know, but it does seem like he does. Oh, did he have try to have relations with his brother's widow? Yeah, I think that did happen. It's like if these allegations are correct, I'm pretty sure that they are. Was he in the back of a DC club smoking crack and stuff? Like, I don't know, man. It's a lot of allegations, and they're coming from every which way in concerns for Hunter Biden. All right, and that's a problem for Joe Biden. Thing is, they got a world of problems over there in the Democrat Party. We don't have time for all of them. Popeyes versus Chick-fil-A. Experts pick the best chicken sandwich, and it's unanimous. All right. I wonder why they keep telling me about this stuff. Can I tell them to stop? If I say not interested, they'll say, "Oh, I'm not interested in Popeyes." It's not that I'm not interested in Popeyes. I guess I'm gonna let them know that I'm not interested. And if they had to tell me about Popeyes, if it goes viral, I'm sure they'll tell me. I don't want to miss out on Popeyes, but I think that whole thing is dying down. Hopefully it is. Nick Cannon, Eminem, they're talking about feuding over some lady, all right? I would not suggest that at all unless you're trying to sell albums. In that case, go for it. And Rabbi Brenda says, why back when I was in school, this one kid would call in bomb threats all the time. Yeah, I bet you actually. That doesn't sound like, he said, we all figured it was Eugene, and isn't it always Eugene? Isn't it always? All right. Laugh out loud. No parents or anything ever got called, and he never bombed us. I'm happy to hear that y'all never got bombed. It's good. It makes me wonder. Here's the thing. Yeah, I bet you it did happen. I bet you bomb threats and all sort of stuff. This sort of thing's been going on for a while, and stuff like that. And it just makes you, yeah, they bomb threats and stuff like that. I definitely heard of that sort of thing. And I want to say that in my school career, maybe that's happened a couple times, in which like places were like shut down due to bomb threats and stuff like that. It's not good. It's very nefarious that they would do this. It seems as though obviously that negative energy is directed towards schools. Like there's a reason why people call them threats to a school. I mean, a little school that would seem random unless you wanted to have some sort of extremely terroristic effect, right? If you really wanted people to get scared, or if you wanted to get out of school, like young Eugene, you call it a bomb threat, and you just really did not like it at school. And it all kind of stems from the fact is that school, listen, we're most of us going to participate in it. Most of us out there are going to submit their children to these schools and stuff like that. It's going to take some sort of reverse brainwashing, some amount of it, and stuff like that. It makes you wonder as to the efficacy of it as far as wasting time, technically. All right, but all the negative emotions that are directed at schools, that's the thing to be noted. Like, let's think of, for example, a deli or something. Let's think of something random. A deli. How much does delis get bomb threats? Probably not as much as schools. Not to say that schools get it a lot, but I want to hear from y'all out there. If y'all have worked at different various places, like. How much do, let's see, not a deli. Let's think about something else. What do people do? What do people go to have fun? In San Antonio, lots of times what they do is they go out to eat. And that's why they got so much diabetes around here. But there's different other things that you can do. People don't hardly call them bomb threats to, say, a park necessarily. Where else do people go? Maybe museums? I bet you, I wouldn't know, but I would bet you they get less bomb threats just because there's a certain kind of concentration of attention towards schools. You already know it's going to be bustling with people. Most of those people are going to be young, and most of those people are going to be absolutely helpless. I guess the point I'm getting at is there's a lot of reason to focus on, say, schools because of how many people's in it. And at the same time, how vulnerable it is. All right, everybody's helpless up in schools. All right, basically, if you have some sort of weapon, any sort of weapon at all, you're going to be very formidable up in a school and places like that. And also, we've noticed, I don't know if Google's going to tell us about it, but Pensacola, actually, were they talking about it? I don't know. I forget what they were talking about Pensacola. The thing is, that was a naval air base. And what people have been arguing about for quite a while now, shout out to the 5 people up in the building. Let me know how y'all feel about this. But people have been arguing, the fact is that, our military bases are actually quite vulnerable at the same time. It's kind of preposterous when you think about it. If anything, a military base should be the most fortified place. It would make sense because y'all are in the military. Y'all should all have guns and stuff. Meanwhile, no, that's not the case. In most cases, all the military personnel are rendered almost just as helpless as elementary school students hiding in the closet. All right, almost all of them. Should there be something done about this? I'm sure in different various ways there has been things done against this. I've heard about this issue before. All right, and then okay, we trust them to be all military, all to go to war and this and that at the drop of a dime. All right, but yet and still they can't be having that same gun on their hip in the military base so that they're safe, so that if someone pops off, you can just go ahead and deal with them real quick. Instead, they're left kind of vulnerable. And this sort of stuff does happen in Texas at military bases, and not only just in Texas. Yeah, so you'd imagine that the idea would be, hey, maybe we should strengthen up security. Maybe people should be allowed to defend themselves on military bases. I guess the debate against it would be, okay, if we had people strapped up on the military bases, they would all go around immediately and start shooting each other. All right, if that is the case, we have a serious problem on our hands, right? Obviously, right? But if that's not the case, they would be a lot more secure. And in fact, the attention might not be thrown on them so much. You know what I'm saying? As far as being so vulnerable as they are right now, right? And people wanting to prove a point. And of course, he wouldn't look at red flag laws and things of this nature, gun restrictions. That don't make no difference. The point is that the attention is being focused on certain places, military bases, schools, daycares, hospitals. Where are you most helpless? Where are you going to make a big point? How fake is it going to be? All right, because we're going to hear things anyways, all right, from all sort of different angles. And certainly there's been a lot of things that we're not going to go into right now, but there's a lot of things that point more towards being fake, obviously. I don't have time to discuss all these things in great detail, but there's people out there who do. And we're going to shout out those people as we come across them. Shout out Joseph Collins, shout out, all the world's a stage. There's many people out there. Go down to the nitty gritty. I want to talk about this. Jonathan Van Ness of Queer Eye visits Buc-ee's before San Antonio show. That's not news, right? That's a failed publication, and they're desperate for anything, dude. If someone stops at the Buc-ee's, it doesn't matter if you never heard of it before. All right, B-list, C-list person, celebrity, just covered in desperation, smothering in it. All right, that person is desperate for attention. Whoever this is, Jonathan Van Ness. All right, he stops at the Buc-ee's at San Antonio, and in San Antonio, the world's most famous drag queen newspaper out there. They just want to tell us about it. That's amazing. That amazes me. All right, 13 essential types of supply chain management tools. There's different various things that Google wants to help us with. Lord knows we'll probably check that out later. We want some of those management tools. All right, but what else have they got? Fat Joe. Did you know that Fat Joe, he's released some new music and stuff. I wonder what it's like, all right? I wonder what it's like. I don't really have time for that. InfoWars host disrupts House impeachment hearing. All right, that's just the basics. Okay, so it's what you would call a slow news day. We're going to turn it up a notch before we get out of here. All right, we're going to wind it down. I put about 10, 15 more minutes that we're going to have on the broadcast. So we're going to wind it down. Google, they haven't given us very much to go on, unfortunately. They got George H.W. Bush's grandson announced his bid for Texas congressional seat. I'm sure he does. Look at him. I'm sure he does. Anyways, We got top events of Miami this week because we got to know everything that's going down in Miami. It's a wild, wild place. But that's the end of what Google had to tell us. All right. There's certain videos that are going to come out here on YouTube that I already got pretty much underway. I already got rendered and stuff of more, I guess, sensational news items. We've uploaded a couple today, but just to give you a sneak preview before we get on out of here, I probably got screenshots pertaining to some, like for example, this guy. Actually, I want to say you can go to my BitChute right now. All right, if you know how to find it, we're gonna leave a link below after this video is uploaded, and you can go to the BitChute. It has an exclusive video right now in which we're talking about this guy, this young gentleman. You can check it out immediately. He's got tattoos on his face. This is San Antonio news. All right, this is local news. All right, we're gonna handle some more local news. I didn't mean to do that on you, but see, look, this guy right here. His name is what is his name? Jacob Jackson. It's spelled all crazy. He's got tattoos on his face. He probably has emotional problems. I don't know what his dad's doing, but his dad is flipping. All right, so he beat up on his girlfriend, and I don't know if it's gonna get us kicked off of YouTube, but there you go. Beat up on her, real bad. Right? And you can't tell from that angle. There's going to be better angles, but you can kind of make out that he actually, after knocking her senseless while she was alone at home. All right, check this out, just real briefly. Let me explain it to you. This was happening in San Antonio. These two people, like I just showed you, this guy with the tattoos on his face, he met this lady, all right? They met on Facebook. I think I was able to find both of their Facebooks earlier. I'm pretty sure I saw hers, and I'm pretty sure I saw his, but it was prior to his face tattoos. I'm going to go ahead and confirm it, but I'm pretty sure because he spelled his name all crazy. He spelled his name Jacob Jackson, and it's all crazy, right? So I'm pretty sure it's him. Meanwhile, he beat up on this lady, right? He goes and meets her at her crib. She's 22 years old. He's 19 years old. Just to give you an idea, he knocks her down. So I don't know how it happened. They got into some sort of argument over their relationship. He's got emotional problems, as you can imagine, and he beat her down. Like he beat her all in the face. He punched her 10 times, according to her. All right, these are different kind of news items that honestly is sensational. Probably could be a nationwide story had it been pushed by the media, but it's not going to be pushed by the media. Brown lives don't matter, and that's unfortunate. But this is actually crazy because not only did he break her jaw in 3 places, all right, roughed her up, socked her in the eye, as you could clearly see. But as she was knocked out, I'm assuming, he took a knife and he carved his name, Jack. You can see just barely in that picture, it's probably better picture. He carved the name Jack in her forehead. All right. So as far as hate crimes, it's like, oh, people want to talk about hate crimes, the news and everything. Wouldn't that be a hate crime? I mean, look at this guy. I hate to be like that, but doesn't he have white skin? All right. I don't think about that necessarily, but you know how the news does. Okay, he has white skin. That's very clear. All right. He's got white privilege. It's written all over his face. All right. He goes and does this. He carves his name into his Facebook girlfriend's head. You figure that would be like a big thing, all right? That would be some sort of hate crime that they would talk about to no end, but I don't even think they're going to bring it up. All right, so, you know, we talked about certain things, and certain things are already uploaded. Of course, we talked about the notorious duct tape banana that went for $120,000. Like, I care. It's like, here's the thing, real briefly, when it comes to things like that, you might ask yourself, well, why is the banana on a canvas, which is not there anymore, I guess? Why is the banana duct taped to a canvas? Why is that $120,000? Are people just that living that extravagantly, and they just they have money to burn, and so they just want to throw it at the most absurd thing? In a sense, yes. In a sense, they want to show off, kind of. In a sense. At the same time, hell no, man. Behind the scenes, see, the reason that they're exchanging $120,000 for some duct tape banana to a canvas is because money is changing hands, right? It's right there in front of your face. There's money changing hands, and it is for a reason, but it's not for your stupid banana on a canvas, all right? They're changing money in front of everybody and saying, oh, it's for a banana on the canvas, and that's what we do and stuff. And then meanwhile, it got showed up. Guess what? Epstein didn't what himself written in red on y'all's banana. This guy looking confused as all heck, dude. He's like, dude, I'm about to get fired for real because this banana on a canvas. All right. So things will take over. You wanna have your tricks. See, that's the thing about it. They wanna have these tricks where like, oh, we're gonna have this banana taped to a canvas. Money's gonna change hands. Large stacks of money. It's gonna be right in front of your face. Meanwhile, someone just snatched up the banana and said, "Look, this is a stupid banana." And they wrote Epstein didn't do something to himself, and it's a meme. All right, it's taken over. You can't really compete with it. I guess just to run through some of the things that we talked about. I forget if we posted this or we're about to post it. Some mayors asked Trump to import refugees, aka diversity. Might want to keep an eye on your mayor out there. Local politics and stuff like that will bite you in the butt. All sort of things. They're talking about these things. Ah, man, I don't know what words I even feel comfortable saying. But at work, they were talking about periods, y'all. It's no good. Never Trumper Rick Wilson suggests anti-vaxxers. That's another thing that we're about to talk about. We're going to post up a video real quick. If you might have heard about this one, Rick Wilson, who you never heard of before, but you've seen his face, I'm sure. You've seen all sort of people who look and act just like this. Talking about people need to go into re-education camps. No, this is not a Nazi telling you need to get shot up with mystery potions. That's not who this is. He's not calling for you to get into re-education camps if you do not submit. This is not a Nazi playing it as day, clear as a bell. That's not what we're looking at, obviously. That's something that we covered real quick and stuff. There's a lot of sensational news. China's talking that mess, right? Whatever this is. We got demon goblins, obviously. We're going to talk about demon goblins a little bit here and there. They're battling pastors. There's clashes. There's protests. There's this and that. There's strategies when it comes to these demon goblins and these drag queen story hours, all right? Which is still a major problem, right? They're going to continue to do that sort of thing. Meanwhile, on Twitter, breaking news, they're talking about Saudi nationals. They're talking about Pensacola. They're talking about people going AWOL. It actually sounds incredible. They said as feds investigate suspect the AWOL Saudi enrollees to the tune of 10 of them. 10 Saudi enrollees may be tied to Saudi terror cell and infiltrated the U.S. Navy installation. Now, before we get out of here, they're describing a hypothetical. Hypothetically, it could be a terror cell. But with Saudi nationals up in it, all right, and that could be a serious problem. It has shown some sort of effects if it in fact is the case, if that is the problem. Meanwhile, over yonder on the internet, I don't know if it says in our screenshots, but I want to say maybe towards the bottom, we got it. Okay, here's this. Okay, for our reference, this is one of many different things about. Okay, I'm here to tell you, Adam Waffen, it is fake. I didn't make it up, but it is made up, and it's talked about endlessly. So let's think about these Saudi nationals hypothetically. They could have made a terror cell and infiltrated into the U.S. military in different various positions. That could be the case. It seems like it might be something worth investigating. Meanwhile, the same thing is being alleged of this group that's not a real group. Now, here's the thing. You're looking at a picture of people and they're making funny poses. I understand that. You might be able to see videos here and there. You never heard of Adam Waffen until I brought it up. But if you type in Adam Waffen, spelled ATOMWAFFEN, all right, it's German for atom bomb. All right, you'll hear of a group and a gang that doesn't exist. And they'll have all sort of evidence. Certain publications are going to notice they'll have this sort of evidence of, oh, here's pictures of these people. They'll say, oh, we got the secret chats. We just leaked out the secret chats of different various members of Adam Waffen. In fact, that brings to mind, we're going to dedicate a whole video to it. And you could check it out beforehand as far as secret chat logs that were leaked just recently in regards to Adam Waffen. And you're going to notice if you read through them that it's a whole bunch of made-up tomfoolery, all right, meant to trick you into believing that Adam Waffen's a real thing, that it's not more than just a joke. And it is just a joke. right? There is no evidence. And meanwhile, if you were to look up Atomwaffen, even though you never heard of him, it is going to, they're going to link him to murders, different various murders. And if you check it out and looking at each case, you're going to realize that the murders, they don't have nothing to do with anything at all. All right, but they've linked them to Atomwaffen, even though there's really no evidence of any sort of connection. And I think the biggest situation that has transpired, and we discussed it, we'll probably bring it up again. The most interesting situation was of a young boy named Devin. Devin, and I forget what his last name was, but Devin from Atomwaffen, if you type it in. He turned to Islam. It was crazy. It happened up in Florida. And this is where Brandon Russell, actually the leader of Atomwaffen, supposedly, he got arrested a while back. All right, because long story short, his roommate Devin changed his name to Khalid and turned all to Islam. I swear that this is what's alleged to happen. And then Khalid killed the other two roommates in that house. All right, Brandon Russell showed up to a house full of dead roommates, and Devin, he bucked out. He was all strapped up. He had just changed his name to Khalid and reformed to Islam. I swear, this is what is said to have happened. And so Brandon Russell, he sees a house full of dead roommates. You can imagine the devastation that swept over him. And then, he decides that he wants to get away from that. The police come and they're questioning everything. They realize that Devin shot up everybody in the house. That Brandon Russell showed up and he's like, what the hell? All my roommates are shot up. And he eventually decides that he wants to move away from there, away from where everybody just got shot up at. He gathers some of his things, to include some of his firearms that he owned legally and lawfully, and ammunition, same thing. And he was going to move away. Maybe he had some fear for his security. His friends just got shot up and he found it in a house. So he tries to leave, but then he gets arrested for trying to leave with his guns and ammunition. They said that's suspect, and we're going to have to arrest you about it. They knew that they couldn't arrest him for the guns and the ammunition alone because those were legal and lawful. So what they did is they found some stuff in the house. Here's the thing, long story short, because he had to do a little bit of digging to find out about Brandon Russell, is that he was up in university, and he actually had a lot to do in the sciences. And he had actually been well known and documented to have made rockets and stuff like that. You know, stuff that you do in science class. And it takes like a combustion sometimes, and different elements that'll do that. And your little rocket science and stuff like that, that's what Brandon Russell did. So they found that stuff in his house, the rocket making stuff, and they were like, oh, this could be used to make bombs, buddy. Ooh, we got you. You can make this to make bombs, huh? And he was like, no. And he's like, oh, yeah, you did. Oh, yeah, we got the evidence on you. And then from what they did there is they proceeded to plant, I don't know who did it. I couldn't tell you who did it, but they planted all sort of like white supremacist hate literature all over the house in different various obvious ways. And then they, framed up Brandon Russell. That's why he's in jail right now. Right, tied to Atomwaffen. It's not the only case, but it's a very interesting case. Devin, that guy Devin, he changed his name to Khalid. He's not even in jail right now. He's actually in a psych ward right now. From what I understand, once he gets his wherewithal, then they're going to go ahead and prosecute him for the murder, the vicious murder of his two roommates, right? Who he claims they were in Atomwaffen. In fact, Khalid, before we get out of here, just to be real brief, Khalid, he's up in a mental ward right now, but he said that he should be thanked for stopping a terrorist attack because he had reason to believe his roommate members of Atomwaffen were going to carry out such an attack. The police wrote it down, and some people actually believed it when Khalid said this. Even though he's stark raving mad and just shot up his roommates. They took his word for it, and they put it in all sort of articles. They said, look, Atomwaffen is on the scene, right? And I want to explain that. It's very interesting how that's a made-up thing. K-Turbo, he said, it's so secret that they got no members. I'm dead serious. Some of y'all might know. Just look it up. Like, they admit Adam Waffen has no members. They'll be talking about it in these various articles. They'll be like, dude, we think there's 80 people in Adam Waffen throughout America. It's like, dude, 80 people? All right, that's nobody. It's nothing. Nobody's talking about it. You cannot compare it to the Crips, Bloods, MS-13, Latin Kings. Nothing. The mafia, not the Italian mafia, not the Irish mafia, not all sort of different mafias, the Mexican mafia. You cannot compare them to anything because it's a made-up thing. And you see how behind the scenes they're just like, oh, this white supremacy is a brewing. Oh, it's taking over. These Nazis are putting out flyers. Right? They're doing it for a purpose. They know that we're not paying attention to it. Meanwhile, we saw it coming the whole time. Right? There's a lot of wild stuff that's going to come out about Adam Waffen, I'm sure, before it's all said and done. But okay, that was at the end. I didn't mean to show this. We're going to go ahead and wind it down. Right? A few more minutes. Shout out to everybody up in the building. K Turbo, Branda, we got Leah L. I appreciate all y'all. Get your closing statements in right now. Let us know how you feel and stuff. And meanwhile, we're going to check out just a couple more pictures, I guess. See which one's appropriate to talk about. This person has not gone to Drag Queen Story Hour yet. All right, but I'll let you know about that. That is another drag queen, a professional, beautiful lady. As you recall, we're not going to forget about it. We got Carla Faith on our mind. She has different various secret basements where she hides dozens and dozens of toddlers at a time, right? We're not making that up. She's being investigated. However, the news does not want to talk about that. Gone with the Wind. It's one of my favorite. We haven't talked about it yet, and we're not going to talk about it right now because we don't have enough time. But I feel like there's so much stuff to just discuss about Gone with the Wind. I feel like it's appropriate. We've already seen this a long time ago, right? That's no good. And you don't need the Bible to tell you that that's no good. This ain't no good. Do you need the Bible to tell you that this is no good? Right? This is just something that's like encouraged in Portland for sure. This person actually is a Drag Queen Story Hour person. That really is. And in fact, that person has actually rolled around on the ground with children and grinded his crotch all up on the children in a public library. All right, so there's that. Ilhan Omar. Running against a pretty lady, to be honest with you. I always forget her name. All right, but running against, traditionally pretty lady. This lady over here, she might be described as pretty, but who knows what's going on up under that thing. Nobody ever sees up under that. And she's just scandalous, all right? All sort of scandalous. She might be a spy, actually. You know what I'm saying? And she acts just like a spy. That's what we had to deal with. Like, this person outwardly acts just like a spy would, all right? And that's ridiculous. Joe Biden, he's kissing on ladies, little ladies, obviously. He's been doing it for years. Recently, he talked about cockroaches and little children rubbing up on his legs at the pool. I mean, it's unbelievable type of things that he gets away with. Polly Tommy, producer of Vax 2, that's definitely a reminder. I'm sending it out there because I know it's not brought up a lot, but it might prove to be a very interesting movie. I know right now it's hitting the theaters. And so you could check your local listings to see if it is available where you're at. It might be available where I'm at, but I don't have so much mobility. I can't get around necessarily. But I plan to get it. They said that pretty soon it's going to be free to the public. They're going to be putting it on platforms. You're probably going to be able to get it on YouTube and stuff like that to check it out. All right. There's people who do not have an open mind, right? There's people who have their mind made up. And their mind is set on everybody getting mandatory vaccines, no matter how many are implemented and stuff like that. And they're the ruler of everybody. All right. Meanwhile, they don't have an open mind. They won't be able to see this movie, which I'm sure is going to be excruciating to watch. All right. All sort of stuff. This man might have left his son by the highway because he was gay and stuff. We don't know which one we're going to end up on. We might go ahead and just do this. All right. Sports Illustrated model turned history teacher accused of sleeping with students. All right. Mind you, those are just accusations. Those are just allegations, right? People are innocent to proven guilty at the same time. If this lady was guilty, all right, it'd be absolutely typical. In fact, there's an epidemic going around of these ladies jumping all over the kids, jumping all over the children. And meanwhile, for many years, It's gone under the radar. They've gotten away with it. They've actually been caught doing it and gotten slapped on the wrist for it before, many different times. All right, it's definitely trending up. It's definitely a signal the end of, say, society. Just because, real briefly, obviously, a woman should want, say, a strong man to take care of her. Not only do that, but provide and lend safety and stuff. Obviously, you're out jumping all over 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, or whatever it is. They can't provide you with no safety, security, nothing like that. Traditionally speaking, they're not big. They can't, you know what I'm saying? That traditionally, there should be no attraction to these little boys. However, it's just rampant. If you think it's not happening at your school, it is happening at your school. That is the statistics, all right? I would be willing to bet it's half and half, dude. Like 50% of these schools out here has somebody plotting and scheming, and that somebody is going to be a lady in the traditional sense, and she's going to be jumping all over the children, right? And that may or may not sound like a problem, but I think that it is, all right? And I think that we're going to focus on it more because they're getting away with it, and they're just pretty much begging for us to lay some justice down legally and lawfully. But at first, we got to recognize the problem is that it's rampant and epidemic, and how much will people just put up with? As far as the business that their children get. And of course, now all the children got these cell phones and they're communicating with all the teachers back and forth, and it's just rampant, right? Something to think about. Anyways, I'll holler at y'all next time. Like I said, be sure to bookmark the BitChute. We might be doing things on D Live, but I'll let you know here on YouTube. In the meantime, we're gonna have another broadcast on Wednesday if we did not get deleted, and we're gonna have little small videos uploaded in the meantime and stuff. Shout me out in the comments. Let me know how you feel about it, and also feel free to go up in the Discord. I'm gonna leave a link below. And just in case if that is a good idea, and I'm not even sure if it is yet, all right? I don't know if the world is ready for us to have a Discord, so we're going to find out. Good night to K-Turbo. Thank you for your thoughts as well as K-Turbo. Let me know what's your thoughts in the comments if you get any time or whatever, or you put together a video or something like that. I'll come check it out. I appreciate you. It is December the 9th. Right, 2019, and I'll holler at y'all a little bit later.